who are here will be discussing with me, and I welcome you all to Your Image, the public relations program on OGTV. I have eminent personalities who are here, great professionals who are here with us. I have the chairman, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Ogun State Chapter, Mr. TOGUNWA. You are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Also with me is a great veteran, former Chief Press Secretary to the one-time Governor of Ogun State, a veteran public relations professional, Mr. Pastor FOLARIN. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator.
My name is Aki Okudero. I'll be anchoring this program. Gentlemen, you are aware the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations came up with this project with the mind of generating national integration to help Nigeria move forward and now with of nations. Today we'll be discussing Citizens Summit on national integration, peace and security, public relations as a panacea. Mr. Chairman, what is your perception on this new project?
Well, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Good evening, Nigerians and good people of Ogun State. Well, the Citizens Summit on National Integration, Peace and Security is a wake-up call by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, a demonstration of sense of responsibility that as a professional body that is saddled with the responsibility of building and managing relationships, such a professional body must rise to the occasion when it is quite necessary. Now, the Citizens Summit on National Integration, Peace and Security is designed by the NIPR considering the state of affairs of our society. You agree with me, I want to believe that most Nigerians will agree with me, that our country is in a troubled situation. Nigeria is troubled. Nigeria is in a bad shape. Now we have serious challenges with our economy. We have problems with infrastructure. We have challenges in all aspects of our life. Now, this has also been coupled with the fact that we have mistrust. There is a gap in terms of mistrust between the leaders and the people. Now, within every ethnic group that we have in Nigeria, we have the problem of trust. An average Nigerian does not trust the other person. If you look at the various groups that we have in the country, the various sociocultural groups that we have in the country, the various ethnic groups we have in the country, we have the problem of mistrust. We do not trust ourselves. Now, with so much challenges we have as a society in terms of economy, in terms of infrastructure, and the problems we have as a people, it will be difficult for us to have national stability and make progress. Now, because the NIPR is a professional body and a responsible one for that matter, it has been able to identify that for us to get out of this situation and make progress, there's need for us to come together to talk. We need to talk despite our differences, despite the problems that we have. We need to come together to look at what the problems are and try to find solutions to these issues. We must establish that, as I said, that Nigeria is troubled, our nationhood is challenged, our citizenship is challenged. Every citizen is looking at themselves again. Am I really sure that I'm a Nigerian? Does Nigeria recognize me as its citizen? So with all these myriad of problems we have, it is important for us to talk, to look at how we can actually mend our situations, manage our relationship. And it means we must create a platform that will make it, that it will be all inclusive. It has to be participatory. Every individual, agencies, public institutions, every organs of government, every group in the country, in the society must come together to identify what the problems are and try to look at how we can actually resolve them and continue to work together as a country. Now, this is the genesis of the Citizen Summit on national integration, peace and security that has been initiated by the Nigeria Institute of Public Relations. And as I said, it is a demonstration of sense of responsibility. Because as a professional, we are saddled with that responsibility. And we're able to identify when there's a problem with our relationship and begin to look at how we can coordinate all aspects of society together to come together, look at the problems that we have, and identify solutions.
Thank you very much, the Chairman NIPR Ogun State Chapter. Pastor Dale FOLARIN, what do you consider as the objectives for this National Integration Summit?
Well, I think first and foremost, the summit is long overdue. The summit is long overdue. The NIPR should have organized this long time ago, but it's better late than never. Now, the main objective is for peace and for development in the society. Without peace, you cannot have development. You know, even after all these major wars that have been fought, they ended it up at the round table. You know, so it is always better to jaw than to war. All the problems, the genesis, you know, what led to the situation we have in the country, the emergence of non-state actors, and the emergence of everything that we are having in the country now, is as a result, you know, of these, you know, threats. So what are the threats to peace in the country? I think this is long overdue, but right now that we're there, we'll articulate all these threats, we marshal them, and we'll find a way forward.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back. I just want the papers, please.
Sir.
Salary don't enter. Yes, so. And month never even reach self. Na salary plenty, oh. No wonder I no gree collect roja for my hand. Shut up, sir.
I'm here to bail my younger brother.
Happen.
With good luck,
Proper funding, training,
and cooperation,
if it happen.
It's still your image, your public relations program on OGTV. You can connect with us on DSTV 260, GoTV 100, and StarTimes 113. How do you think that we can be able to connect with them and sync with this national integration that we are talking about?
Thank you, sir. I have advanced once upon a time on this program that at every level of public office holding, one thing is fundamental, the citizen. Without the people, there are no persons in government. So it is how the people connect with the people in government. There is a huge gap between the rulers, between the leaders and the followers. But with this summit, I think that what is missing is information, and information that is tied to responsibility. Responsibility in the sense that when people hold public office around this side of the world, it is seen as a time to feast. But beyond that, it should be seen as a time to serve. And who are we serving? The people. So if there is disconnect with the people, there are bound to be myriads of problems which we're experiencing in our country. So connecting to the people in leadership position or in public office requires the fact that citizens should look up to what is their fundamental rights. And after looking up to what their fundamental rights are, they should also look up to what their fundamental obligations are. Because there are no rights without obligation. And everybody in public office is a function of its immediate environment. So the problems we are seeing across the Nigerian states, either from the leaders or from the followers, are a manifestation of the default in our system. So in connecting back to those who are leading us and with the citizens, there is only one thing. There needs to be communication between the upper and the other class. I don't want to use the lower class because there are no lower class anyway. We only have those who are leading us at a material time and those who are following them to make the country work the while.
But these people have always been there and have been the ones dictating.
Yes, I said also that the dysfunction in the system, the collapse of public obligations. Public obligation in the sense that those people who are in leadership position, they are holding obligation in trust. All of us can be leaders concurrently. There are some people that will lead and there are some people that will follow. And the citizens had allowed these people to be there perpetually. Because after 4 years, democracy preaches regular and periodic election. After the expiration of a term, they will still come back to us. They will still come back to the people. So, whether by established procedure or by another procedure, they have emerged, holding their emergence to the people. So the people is a major actor and a fundamental ingredient in their in perpetuating public office holders.
Okay,
thank you very much.
To add to that, the people, how do they feel? Do they feel satisfied with the government?
Yes.
This aim is to build a society where no man will feel oppressed. So once people are feeling oppressed,
yes,
feeling like second-class citizens in the country, there's bound to be conflict. Yes. That's why we have these non-state actors. And so that's justice, equity, and fair play is necessary. It's a necessary ingredient towards having peace.
If you look at where we are coming from, the state of the nation, issues of banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, so to say, and in fact, it's like there's a big gap in communication, in governance, and so many other things. You mentioned issues of the right of the citizens. What we are witnessing now does not showcase that citizens have their rights. Rights are being trampled upon as we see now. The chairman, how do you now get these stakeholders to be reorientated, to align with the new vision of the Nigerian populations on national integration?
Well, thank you. I think one thing we must admit is that it is clear to most of us that we have a problem.
Yeah.
If at a time in the past, some people were still pretending, or they decided to take it that no, we didn't have a problem, I think it is getting clearer to us day by day that we have a challenge. And if we fail to address that challenge and get around it, it will consume us. Mm-hmm. Now, because of that agreement, so to say, it becomes easier for a professional body like NIPR to mobilize everybody together and say, okay, let's sit and look at what we have. And I think that is important. Now, the Citizen Summit is an all-inclusive thing. It involves everyone. Every segment, every sector of society is going to be involved. Every group, every individual is going to be involved. Yes, it is going to be difficult for us to have every Nigerian to participate, to be involved, maybe physically as such a program. But at least you can get all representatives of people of opinion to be part of that summit. And I think as long as we have agreed that we have a problem, which is clear to most of us, because everyone is feeling the heat, everyone is feeling the impact of our messy situation. And as long as we have agreed on that, then we can definitely say, yes, it is right for us to come together and look at the problem and find a way around it. Now, my friend was talking about, the other time I was talking about citizenship, followership, and the rest. I think one thing we also must admit is this, that we have something very close to inter-class struggle. That is a dimension that we really need to look at. We have an inter-class struggle between the upper class and, well, he said we shouldn't be talking about the lower class. There's a challenge, and it appears people that are benefiting from this situation, this confusion, wants it to continue. They wish that we continue to have this problem. Because we are saying it, yes, we are saying that most of us, we are feeling the heat of the problem. So people are still benefiting from the confusion. Now, because some people, especially members of the ruling class, wouldn't want the lower class to come together. They always create division among the lower class so that they can continue to have a segment to at least accompany them and align with them in terms of what they are doing. Now, but because, as I said, day by day, the heat is really getting very close to every one of us. And Nigeria is, as I said, it appears, yes, if we are not careful, we will no longer have a country maybe in some time to come. No one can actually say, yes, I'm a Nigerian and can claim that, yes, this country is my country. Then we have a big problem that may consume all of us. And that is why we do not have any other option than to come together to look at it and address it once and for all.
With your submission, you have painted a picture that the lower class, so to say, even though you don't want to mention the idea of a lower class and upper class, but it is known to us that rights have been seriously trampled upon in this nation when you compare with the other nations.